Alright, what's up everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my vocal chain and workflow whenever I'm using the unison option on the Apollo interfaces, and also when I am just mixing in general, because I use a lot of the universal audio plugins. I've said this before and I stand behind this. I think that they have the best plugins, period. They are world class. They're absolutely amazing. So whenever you get a interface by Universal Audio, you immediately get a handful of plugins that are actually really good. I use them all the time whenever I am mixing, and for a lot of the videos that you guys hear, the audio has been processed using the plugins from Universal Audio. So I'm going to be showing you guys exactly which ones I use, why I use them, and exactly how to use them to ultimately get the best possible quality that you can. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Now, I'm not sure if this is because I'm using the Apollo Solo, but when you buy this interface, you're only given one preamp plugin to use, and it's the Universal Audio 610B. And don't get me wrong, it's not bad or anything, but I could have sworn that with the other UA interfaces that they sell, you get more preamps that you can use straight out the gate. I could be wrong, but that's just from what I remember. But anyway, right now you're hearing the 610B in unison mode, and I do think it adds a subtle bit of character, and this is just something that you want to play around with. You might find out that you like the way that this preamp emulation sounds in unison, or you might find out that you just like the way that the clean stock preamp sound on the Universal Audio interface that you're using. Next up in my vocal chain are my compressors, and I'm always using these compressors. Literally every single recording that I do, I end up using both of these compressors. Now, these compressors are the 1176 LN and the Teletronics LA2A Legacy. I always use the 1176 prior to the LA2A simply because I like doing a little bit of limiting with the 1176 prior to the bulk amount of compression that I do on the LA2A. So on the 1176, I'm using a fast attack, fast release, 12 ratio, and I'm aiming for around 2 to 3 decibels of gain reduction. And then on the LA2A, it's very simple to use, but I usually go for right around 5 to 7 decibels of gain reduction, and then I just make up for all the compression that I did. I really love the way that this sounds, and I'm telling you right now, it sounds perfect on any vocal. I've recorded several people and used this setup, and it's never failed me. It has sounded great on anybody that I use it on. At this point, I would call it good and then move on to using all my other plugins that I normally would use to process vocals. But if you wanted to stick within the Universal Audio theme, at that point you could start doing some EQ, which I would use the Pultec EQ. I feel like you can get some really good character out of that Pultec EQ if you know how to properly use it. So at that point, once you got your compression done, you've already used the preamp in the unison mode. The last thing, again, would just be EQing, in my opinion. That would be it. And then after that, you know, you'd move on to your other more surgical approaches, whether that be subtractive EQ, de-essing, whatever that you have to do to polish the recording. That is a really great start. So let's just kind of recap on everything that we would have done at this point. You would have used your preamp in unison mode to achieve the subtle characteristics that you would get from analog gear, moving that into your compressor, taking a limiting approach first, and then you would move that into the LA2A to handle the bulk amount of compression, and then finally wrapping things up using the Pultec EQ for the polishing of the recording. I'm telling you, if you use this vocal chain, you will not be disappointed because it just sounds great literally on any vocals, period. I use this setup a lot of the times. I'm finding myself using, for the most part, majority of the plugins I've been using are Universal Audio plugins. I think they personally sound the best. Right behind that would be Slate Digital. I actually really like those plugins as well, but nothing beats the Universal Audio plugins. I've been saying this the entire time that one of the biggest selling factors of Universal Audio products is their plugins. They are world class, they sound amazing, and in my opinion, they beat every other plugin on the market. Anyways, guys, this is my approach at the UA plugins and how I use them and how I take advantage of the Unison technology to get a really good start at my recordings. What I want to know is, what is your guys' favorite plugins from UA and what is your mixing process like? I think that that can be helpful for not only myself, but anyone who is new to mixing. So if you have anything to share, please be sure to leave that in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already yet, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon beside it so that you can stay notified for whenever I drop my upcoming videos. With that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody. Peace out.